supposed to go?
No, this is improvised. You follow them.
Yeah, we're doing this bad boy.
They're gonna kill it.
All right. We getting live on Instagram. Let's see. Tiki Taki. We got some people on here. Gary, Dan Wheeler, big shot Dan Wheeler, tight and strong.
What up, Dan?
Dan Wheeler has a tight and strong tattoo on his arm.
You got it for Titan.
He got it for Titan. This changed his life so much, he wanted to get a tattoo to represent.
So cool.
He did, for
Forever
sure.
live with my heart.
For sure. He's definitely a Titan soldier all the way, through and through.
That's
Big
second
shout out to
level.
everybody join in. What's going on, everybody? All right, so we're going to have a special guest on here today. Michael Hearn and his beautiful lady and best partner in crime, Mona. And you guys are going to hear from them live. And we're going to, if you guys have noticed, I have Sharisse here too as well.
Hi.
I'm not solo by myself.
I have magically appeared out of the curtains.
So just wait for the invite, and I'm going to do... All right. Metron, we will answer all these questions. We got some good Q&A for you guys, too, as well. We're going to get to ask Mike some questions, possibly, for you guys. And at that point, we'll answer all your questions or concerns or anything you guys want to know about. Therapies, how to build lean muscle, dieting, weight loss, all these great things. So with no further ado, we got Mike in here. I want to make sure he's on here.
He's on, looks like we're
Let me
live
take a
on.
picture of this.
Okay.
IG, we're good.
Okay,
TikTok,
yes,
on
yes. All right, cool. So we're on here.
Bam.
TikTok we are doing right here.
There you go.
All right. There is Mike. John,
Salute.
how you doing? Yeah, now I'm talking. Now we're talking for real. I love it. I get to see him on this big screen, guys. And we have this screen right here where I can see him right here. So getting double vision of Mike
I know,
himself.
your guys' faces
And
look
Mona.
flawless.
Flawless victory.
Flawless.
TikTok.
As he soaks that
Ready.
in. Soak
Trying
it
to
in,
get
Mike.
Mike on
Soak it in.
TikTok, and then we are good to go, guys. And we will start Titan Talk Tuesdays very shortly. Chitty the Dog, would you recommend a blend for PCT or infertility cycle? Where can I find these on your website? We'll be talking about that question as soon as I have Mike up, and we can go over all these great questions and more for you guys. So at that point, we're almost there. Sorry, guys, we haven't got to do anything like this before. So this is awesome because now we're going to start doing this a lot more, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we got some
See
other
everybody.
cool things up our sleeve here for production, so it's going to be awesome. All right, we're waiting on TikTok. As we're waiting for TikTok here, we might as well get started so all these people are going well. All right, so guys, while we're waiting on TikTok, request to join. All right, so boom.
It's a lot of buttons, guys.
Oh,
Tell me about it. It's all
All right, it says
cool.
requested at the bottom of
So
it.
many.
There. All right,
Oh,
cool. So I see his video, his camera, and stuff like that.
Oh,
He's in there.
Awesome.
there you go.
So Mike flips it to
There it
That
is.
thing.
There he is.
There you
Man,
go.
woo! That dude's iconic. Look at him.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, guys. I think we're all in here. I think we're all ready to rock and roll, right?
Yes, we are ready to rock and roll.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. So, with no further ado, you guys good on that side? All right. We got the thumbs up. With no further ado, welcome, guys, to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. I got my beautiful wife, partner, and other driver of Titan Medical Center, Sharisse Tsikouris, next to me.
Hey, hey.
And I've got the awesome, iconic Michael Hearn with me, with his beautiful woman. And man, she is a Titan in herself, a Titan, truly.
Dun dun
Mona.
dun! Mona!
So it's really exciting to have these guys, and thank you guys for joining us here
Yes.
for Titan Talk Tuesdays.
Very cool.
With me and Mike, talking, oh man, a few months, man, it's 4, 5, 6 months back, I think now.
Yeah.
Really connecting and talking, and him getting to come down and visit us here in Tampa, and really getting to spend time with the families.
Yeah, that's
We talked about some different things, maybe Titan and Titan come together, and you know what? It did happen. The dream come true on my end.
Dream team.
It is definitely the dream team. Titan versus Titan all day. So it's official. Michael Hearn is officially part of Titan Medical Center's Team Titan, and Mona is too.
Yay! Welcome, guys.
So big shout out, big welcome to these guys. Obviously, listen, Mike doesn't really need any introduction. He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of vast knowledge from anything from training, nutrition, supplementation, and much, much more. This guy is not just a bodybuilder. He is an actor, right? A full-fledged actor, which I'm very proud of. His movie Divinity just came out here. He got to go to the red carpet, the Chinese theater. If you guys are movie buffs like me or Sharisse,
Ooh,
you know that is an
cool.
iconic place to go, right? So just really, really excited to have him here. And, of course, you guys are going to have all your questions and stuff like that. So please shoot them out. Be respectful because, you know what? It's all about respect here. We respect you guys. You guys respect us back. And we'll answer all your questions as best as we possibly can, right? So I guess, you know, let's talk to Mike real quick, and then I'll jump into maybe some of these questions that they got. But, you know, Mike, you know.
Put the floor over to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, at your age, and God, you kill people in 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. I mean, all the way above and beyond. You know, what has kept you this young, right? What is the secret sauce? I'm sure everybody's asked this question.
Yeah, I think it's a twofold. One was the belief in the dream that I kept alive throughout my entire life. And I love health and fitness, but I love the struggle of pushing the iron, staying on a healthy nutrition, the regimen of that. And like you and I were talking to Robbie Robinson earlier today, is that it's the consistency. And I don't mean consistency for you guys at home that are going, well, I work out every day. I mean, I'm precise to try to be the very, very best, not just for myself, but the best in the world at what I do. And so it's that kind of consistency for me that's kept me in the game. And then be intelligent. Understand that, man, you don't want the shiny car with the bad engine. You want to make sure that the inside is as healthy as the outside. And that's when the discovery of taking care of the connective tissue, the body, the organs, the mind, and staying on point. And that's why it was such a good fit, especially at this stage of the game, to come over to Titan Medical and ask questions and learn and get blood work done through you guys and really team up with that and go, okay, can I optimize myself even better than I'm doing already? Because regardless of time, you know, life is life. We all age. We all get there. And so what can I do to prolong this as long as I possibly can?
Right. Yeah, it's great insight from what you're saying. And, you know, I definitely agree with everything that you're saying right here. And I hope a lot of people will really soak that stuff in and really start taking these things into consideration, especially with their health. You know, I know that you posted on your timeline and went on my timeline, and there was somebody that brought up a comment like, oh, why is Michael Hearn getting blood work? Is he finally going to start taking steroid or whatever it was he said? It was around those lines. I commented back, and I said it really politely and said, you know, listen, Mike's done blood work with us multiple times, but he hasn't done anything. And if you looked at his levels on the paper, you'd know that for sure. You can see, like, plain simple, like, Mike is not juiced up on testosterone, especially with the blood tests we've took over time. So I can confidently say that to somebody out there. And at that point, like, it doesn't matter how old you are or how natural you are or whatever it is. Blood testing,
Anyone can get blood work.
it's essential. I mean, if you
should get
don't
it.
get blood work and you're natural, whatever it is, are you being ignorant and uneducated by doing this? Because at that point, you want to know what's going on inside. If you're really a health person, okay, I am the healthy person out here. I eat healthy. I train healthy. I don't drink any pop. I don't do any of these crazy things. But at that point, when you don't do blood testing, you have no idea what's going on. And you could be the healthiest person out there doing the healthiest things every single day, and something could affect your health.
I mean, it can even be hereditary, and you wouldn't even know. It just sneaks right up on you, like diabetes,
Right.
all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even
Points you guys are making, like talking about hereditary or doing blood work. The comment the guy made was so interesting to me because he had an opinion before he started writing.
Of course.
And it was it's an interesting thing because he completely missed society in the fact of everybody does blood work.
Right.
The doctor, you're 30 years old, they do blood work.
Right.
They try to, so then you're talking about family history.
Yes.
Some people do blood work even earlier.
For sure.
It's one of those things, it was an interesting statement. He was lost from the time he started.
Yeah.
You do blood work to make sure you're healthy.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
I'm not trying to be Mr. Universe. I'm doing movies now.
Right.
I was doing Mr. Universe 25 years ago, guys. You missed the time when I should have been gassed out of my mind. This stage, what are you talking about? It's about longevity. It's about being the best I can. And that starts with the most basic thing, blood work.
Right. I mean, it's definitely key, guys. And running diagnostics on yourself, blood work, it's like anything else. And I brought this up with Mike, and I do all the time. It's like your car, your house, you're running maintenance, you're getting checks on this, you're getting oil changes. Same thing with your body, right? You want to see what's going on because, listen, we know as we age, and you guys are not going to age as gracefully as Michael Hearn, so just get that in your mind. But at that point, as we age, we're all going to deteriorate to some extent. Things are going to start going downhill, whether it's your hormones, the way your skin elasticity is, all these different things are affected. And majority of them do come from hormones. Like, they're precursors to what's going on in the body. So, I mean, knowing these things, would you sit in the dark and not worry about it? Or if you got a blood test and you see there was something wrong, or maybe you're having symptoms possibly because this lower level of maybe a hormone or something else, wouldn't you want to fix that? I mean, wouldn't you want to just at least get it in optimal range? Like,
it's called preventative medicine. This is not something we had 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago. It was always, when it's broke, let's fix it. Not, hey, that might be broken soon. We should probably replace it. So now it's a different mentality where, some of these providers are getting on board of trying to be preventative about it happening before it happens. And that's how you get the longevity.
Yep. Yeah. So there's a good comment out there from some people. Lanson said, blood work was only done on sick people for years, so people don't understand healthy people need it too.
Yeah.
That's a really good comment. It really is, because people automatically think, oh, I need blood work, I'm sick, or you're feeling some. No, that's absolutely false. You can do this to be preventative, to know what's going on, to make educated decisions about what you want to do with your body, your health, and maybe even find something that's underlying that might be an issue in the future. Like we were talking about earlier, PSAs. It's a prostate blood marker, so at that point, if that's high, you might not have any symptoms as a guy, because guys only have prostate. So, you girls out there, you guys are missing this one. But at that point,
darn it.
I mean, this is just one thing that you can see that you might want to fix, or something that might be wrong, and you can go to a specialist. And this is something that we're going to tell you right off the bat too. Like, listen, this is something that's concerning, and you need to go to a specialist. We're going to tell you to do this, and then get clearance, and then you can come back and see us when everything's okay and you guys are all right. So, I mean, that's definitely the big thing for sure. Everybody's giving Mike big shots on here. Good question here. Do peptides make you retain water weight? So, most peptides are not going to make you, you're not going to retain water, right? The one I would say that you might retain water on is MK677, and that is if you're not eating clean and you're not drinking enough water. You will retain water. So you will gain bad weight if you use this peptide in the wrong way. But all the other peptides, BPC, TB500, AOD 9604, CMAX, C-Link, you name it, most of them, you're not going to have any water retention. You're not going to have any issues. So that's definitely a good one. So, Mike, when do you think, what would it, I guess, take for you to possibly want to go on hormone replacement therapy? Because I know it's a big question for everybody out there. Like, is Mike ever going to go on testosterone replacement therapy? Is there ever going to be a time, a chance? Is there some sort of marker, or is it some sort of way you might feel at a certain point in your life where you're like, you know what, I might want to do this? Or are you going to look at different options?
So before he even answers that, I want to say this. I was ready to get our show. I was ready. As soon as we spoke, I was ready. You know why? Because my T level was so low. Yeah. It was, I think, 11?
I think it was 11.
I couldn't believe it.
Low.
I couldn't believe it.
But what we decided to do, it's like jump on some like vitamins, like regular vitamins, so like selenium and DHA, right? And all the stuff to see what the levels would be after doing it for a couple of months. And that's how I started getting heavily into doing my blood work, because I wanted to check my levels. So I started blood work with you guys, and then I was like, I need to do more. I need to see my levels. And it's been working. And now we are looking at other stuff for myself which I've been dealing with, especially since I gave birth,
Yeah.
I'm forgetting everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, keep telling you, John, I need something for my brain. I need memory stuff.
Yep.
And I got that peptide the other day, so I'm so excited to start
Yeah, I'm
that too.
excited
I
too.
am too.
You
I definitely am.
Got presents, the goodies.
Yeah, to answer your question, there's no difference between me and any other guy walking the earth. If the T level is not in a healthy range, like I've spoke about many times when it came to my father,
Yep.
I lost him, and we've talked about this,
Yeah.
is that his T level was a problem, and then comes along this prostate cancer and everything like that, and we lost him because of his stubbornness. Yes, I'm Irish and I'm stubborn but that is irrelevant to the point of going, I need to be healthy.
Right.
And I got a 4-year-old
I was gonna
son.
say, Titans
Right.
around
It's like-
now.
Yeah.
I am no different than any other person. If it gets to a number to where I am not living my full life, if I'm not appeasing the missus, if I'm not appeasing myself and what I do and how I feel,
Right.
100%, I am no different than anybody else.
Yeah.
It's just that the one thing that they get stuck on is they think that it's a bodybuilding. At this stage of the game, I've been an actor longer than I've been a bodybuilder.
Right.
I do work out, and I work out like a freaking crazy man. But at the end of the day, it is longevity for me and health and a family.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to keep me healthier longer and more mobile. And again, to be able to tussle with my son in 10 to 15 years, 100%, I'm there.
Right.
That's
Gotta keep up.
It's not a moral thing, and it never was.
No.
The reason I competed the way I did by making a decision early is because I wanted to do this for a lifetime. And I saw that when these 20-year-olds that don't need to do it
Right.
go out and get gassed out of their mind, they have such a short done career.
Right.
And it's like, no, just be smart. If you're in your 20s and you want to be a champion, I get that you may want to jump on something, but be smart. Get your blood work done.
Yep.
You can grow a lot by being consistent and by peptides and by other things. And wait until your mid-30s
Right.
when that body starts to shut down a bit.
Right.
And then if you need to do it, then jump on that stuff.
Yep.
But again, never for a trophy.
Yeah.
For my take.
Yeah.
Right.
Never for a trophy, but for me to wrestle my son and be at his games and to be able to live this full life,
Yep.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, John's got to keep up.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying, man. And it's good insight for somebody, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it shouldn't be done for a trophy. It shouldn't be done for anything else except for quality of life, improving health. I mean, living your best, like you said. You want to tussle with your son later on. You want to have that energy. You want to be good to go, mobile. And this is what it's all about. It's just Titan Medical Center is to improve quality of life all the way across the board. It's not to get big to go on stage, so people don't know that.
The one thing that the guy made the other day, the comment, and you rebutted, you're so nice.
He's such a nice guy. We make a great
I
team.
wanted to have a part on a live, but the point is that people get this assumption that it's like a religious or moral thing. And it's like, dude, anybody can do whatever they want. I have no issues. That doesn't interfere in my life whatsoever.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm no different than any other human, that I want to live a healthy, strong lifestyle and be a savage of a man.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to that day, 100%. And that's why it's interesting that they instantly go there, where it's like, oh, you want to be a bodybuilder?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 285 pounds. Relax. Relax. I'm a monster of a human.
He is.
Like, but I want to stay the savage.
Yes.
And so that's where Titan Medical comes into play to go, hey, when that day comes, 100%.
Right.
It's go time.
Right.
Yeah, I have somebody here saying, I am 70 and I am on testosterone and I feel great, and I also work out
There you go.
5 days a week.
There you go.
I mean,
Look at that. I mean, we were
you
talking about
know,
Robbie
like-
Robinson. He's 80 years old, man. I mean, and tell me what he did for a workout today. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, guys can't do that on a normal basis. Guys in 40s, 30s. I mean, sometimes. I mean, it's very impressive. It really is. When you start to see, somebody of that age and that caliber being able to do it, like you said, I mean, it's impressive.
Listen, even so, right? And I like to bring this up because I've been in the medical field we're not going to stamp times here, but we're going on about 19 years now. I've been in nursing. And I've had to see this evolve over the years. And it's always been stereotyped. I would say probably like a decade ago, super stereotyped that like you only going to take this so you can get big, and this is what you're taking it for. And when you take it, you're going to die and get a heart attack.
Right.
That was what was, I mean, that's all I knew. So as soon as we came across this, I was like, oh no, I'm not getting my hands involved in any of this. This is not good. No, we're not doing this. However,
Like, slow down.
however, you know, the crazy ironic thing, and putting the quality of life aside, believe it or not, for health purposes, testosterone, fact, helps keep inflammation down in the body. And if your inflammation goes up in the body, there's other things that can take place. And this is where you get inflamed prostates. You know, even so, keeping everything under control, make sure that you don't lead to other things. Because as soon as the inflammation markers go up, you're allowing other things to come in. And it's a fact. It keeps inflammatory markers down. It's a fact.
There's been a lot of myths that have been proven wrong because we've been doing this for about 12 years now. 12, right?
We're going into 12.
Going into 12 this year. So 11 done and going into 12. So it's just funny because, you know, when we started this business, this medical practice, it was just a lot different. It was way more taboo than ever.
Very much.
Nobody was, you know, testosterone was for bodybuilders. Guys were going to get big. People were going to have heart attacks, cardiovascular disease, strokes, all these great things, right? And they found that over time that they've done the research that these things actually get impacted in a positive way instead of a negative way that everybody was talking about.
Prevented for heart disease, all that.
But it's learning how to be monitored too on some of these medications too as well. Where,
Monitor correctly.
you know, if you're looking and you're checking blood work, and if you're going to us and you're on hormone replacement therapy, you're going to get your blood work checked at least 2 times a year, at least,
Minimum.
maybe more.
Yeah, maybe.
But you know, you got guys out there that are taking underground supplementation or whatever they're trying to do. They're not monitoring their blood work. These things are going through the roof, and then they're getting themselves caught up with DVTs, blood clots, and strokes. And these are where the problems lie. You know, there's this halfway of people that are doing it the wrong way, and there's halfway people that are doing it the right way. But like I said, more people are more educated than ever, and back then, nobody really wanted to hear it.
They didn't want to talk about it.
I mean, it was literally a taboo thing. Or like, even when we went around people, we kind of told what we did. We wouldn't say testosterone because people would freak out when
They
we
would
said
freak
testosterone.
out.
Like, you guys are a steroid clinic, or
I'm like, huh?
So it was you had to tiptoe around. Even when we were doing like events and stuff like that, we kind of had to tiptoe around. And now it's like,
Now it's all over the TV.
like,
Get your
hey, I want to
testosterone.
get this done. I want to get this done. Like, well, you guys do this. Like, you know, it's a whole different
it's
ballgame.
crazy.
It is
It's
crazy.
just-
It definitely is.
We're out here in Hollywood, and one of the things that they've said for decades is that the Hollywood crew has the tricks. They have the tricks. Whatever they're doing, they're staying young and healthy and vibrant, and they look incredible. And in Hollywood here, it's like, well, they must have been doing, this is the tabloids talking, HRT or TRT.
Yep.
Now, if that is or isn't the case, that's not a secret anymore.
Right.
In a sense of this,
Right.
it's like you were just saying how being smart with your blood markers.
Right.
And again, this goes back to we're not trying to create Mr. Olympia here.
Right.
We're not doing Mr. Universe. We're creating a healthy individual with a healthy range on blood markers, and that's what's going to keep them youthful,
Right.
energetic,
Right.
and healthy. Anything, you know, in abundance is never good, and that's that whole fitness world. And we're trying to really get away from that for us and just go, this is about family life and looking good like Robbie Robinson until you're 80, 90 years old.
It's impressive, man. It really is. And when he told me he had sickle cell, I was like, I couldn't believe it because that's something that some people die from too. Sickle cell. I mean, it's pretty serious as far as that goes. And you know, not all black people are just Mediterranean people too. Italians, Greeks, and some of them I know have sickle cell because of that, the different bloodlines and such. So it's definitely kind of crazy. Your workout routine. I'm sure everybody wants to know, how does your workout routine look for a week? And I know Mona knows because she's right there with you. She's beasting up in there. But what does it look like? You know, Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday, I guess. Do you have any rest days? Because I know you're big on recovery. You know, you're big on rest. But I want other people out there to hear it because they ask me and Drew all the time on Titan Lifestyle, hey, listen, you know, what do you guys train? How do you guys train it? How many rest days should I take? You know, and it's kind of across the board. Like Drew's training like every other day now. He's never done that ever. This is the first time he's ever done that. He's usually trains every day and he gives himself maybe maybe Sunday for a little rest day, maybe if he doesn't go to the gym. So what does yours look like?
Ours is pretty good. Ours is a 9-day, 7 to 9 day split, depending on how the body feels.
Yep.
And what we do is we hit squats twice a week. We're hitting deadlifts, some incline bench for chest, and then a lot of secondary work after those body parts or those trainings. And again, like Drew, we are 100% understanding that it is the rest day that sets us up to win.
That's correct.
So I am not and Mona's the same way. We're not 6 days a week, Sunday off.
Yeah.
We are a wake up and see how we feel. What did we do yesterday? Is today a good day to optimize and push it, or should we pull back a bit, let the body recover? Because again, weightlifting is just the stimulant. It's all it is. I know it seems like we can win and get better because we go to the gym, but it's about being smart in the gym and then allowing it to trigger and treat the body like it should to recover, to go back and do it again.
I love it.
So yeah, we don't plan the days off. We take them when the body needs it. Really.
That's good. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's key, right? And listening to your body, having the experience over the years to be able to realize this and
Yeah.
know what
Some
is
people
what.
can't do that.
Because there's some people out there, guys, that have never trained in their life, and they're 40 years old or 30 years old, and they're going to start getting into this. So, you know, I get it all the time. I get it all the time from people that, you know, you're like, wow, you know, in my mind, I'm like, damn, you never went to the gym ever? Like, you know, you haven't done this? Like, because it's so normal for me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that it's not normal for. So I kind of sit back and I'm like, man, like, so, and they're gung-ho about it. Like, they're all in, you know, when they first get in, and they go for the first 2 weeks. And, and they're done because, one, they're so sore, or they don't recover properly. And at that point, they're not seeing any sort of change or anything like that because maybe they're not giving their body the rest or whatever it may be. So they kind of get turned off about it. So
instant gratification.
Yeah, a lot of people want instant gratification these days. We're not going to go to the gym if you haven't went to the gym all your life and work out one time and be Mr. Olympia or Mike or whoever it is out there, right? You're going to have to be consistent. And at that point, like, it's a good thing, you know, to have people out there say, hey, listen, train 3 days a week. Start there, right? See how it feels, because I love what you guys are saying. See how the body feels when you wake up. Because different people, they might recover faster, might recover less faster. It really depends. And you're going to do yourself disservice or possibly get injured if you go in there and you're already hurting. I know some people, they push it like that, and I'm just like, man, that's not a good idea. And I'll just push through the pain. No pain, no gain. Remember that old saying, right? I mean, that was like a big saying out there. You're like, no, it's not when you're injured pain. That's not the good pain. It's when, you know, you got that burn pain when you know you're burning out, basically, muscle failure. So yeah, so I definitely think that's a good one.
I think I'll say this to the, if you're bodybuilding or trying to be a power lifter and you're trying to build that strength and muscle, less is more.
Right.
I love if you are a youngster, though, I don't want to take away the savagery in you. I do like the idea that I can train as hard as anybody or beat anybody and do more. And I understand that. And I understand that as a youth because I was competing already as a teenager. And so I won't take out that drive from the youngsters.
Right.
Keep training like you do. Keep going. Hey, I can outwork everybody. I like that approach.
Yep.
At some point, though, I would have said to my young self, I get it. Because again, I was a teenager and 20 and training with Tom Plaz and all these guys and Lou Ferrigno. So I understand being in the mix of it and wanting to be a champion going, I can outwork you.
Yeah.
It doesn't technically work that way outside of sports. At sports, I agree. If you're in it, you've got to push it and beat everybody. But if you're trying to create an art piece or a body, it isn't about outworking the other guy.
Right.
It's about stimulating your body and then recovering the best you possibly can.
Right.
It does not work outworking the other guy. Only in sports does it.
It's true. Very
You
true.
know, I'm okay with the wrestler going in there going, I will go and until everybody else stops.
Yeah.
Football, baseball, whatever it is. But outside of that, come down a bit.
So you were a former athlete, right?
Yeah.
What sports did you play prior to getting into bodybuilding, I guess, before that?
Well, I didn't do it before or after. I did it during.
Okay.
because by the time I was 14, I was already competing in bodybuilding and powerlifting. 15, it was, and I was doing wrestling, and I moved into football and became an All-American, a state champion in wrestling, and I was competing in martial arts outside of that, and I won the Washington as a teenager in powerlifting and in teenage bodybuilding. So I was really into it. The weightlifting was so I could be a savage of an athlete.
Right.
But then, like I said, I fell in love with bodybuilding by the time it got to the point of making a decision in my life. Do I go pro football? Was this the angle I'm going, or am I going down to California and doing photo shoots on the beach and with Joe Weider? And I chose, and I think it's because I come from a huge family of 10.
Yeah.
I chose the selfish. I want the pressure on me. I don't want a team sport.
Right.
I want to say that if I put the work in, I can accomplish. And so I chose the world of bodybuilding and powerlifting and came down to California when I made that, and I'm glad I did.
That's huge. I mean, and I don't know, maybe some people don't know out there. Like you said, you have 9 other siblings. Is that correct? So at that point, that's a huge family. And the love is spread a little bit thinner, I guess, because there's so many kids and all that, right? So Mike really had to work real hard for what he wanted, because, I mean, that is what it is. After that, when you moved and you went to California, I just because maybe some of the people don't know out here, what experience did you have when you went out there working with Joe? I think this is really interesting. I think this is awesome. Anybody that was in this situation at your age with the greats and the Goldens back then, I mean, that's something it's like, super rare, basically. I don't think a lot of people were in that group.
It's interesting because it was it was a fun crew to be around, because there was Barry DeMay, you got Lee Haney, you got these greats that I was growing up, Rich Gaspari, Gary Stridham, all these guys, and Joe Weider, and hanging out with Joe and having these talks with Joe as a 20-year-old kid they set me up for life. The knowledge he had, and again, we go back to me, I listened. I asked very few, paid attention, and listened. He set me up to win for a lifetime by his just minute little comments to me. Mike, don't show it if you're not ready.
Yep.
Don't change what you're doing because you've already become a success. Don't chase what these guys or this person is chasing. Stay your lane. You're different. It's these little details. I go, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. This is the ultimate. Joe Weider's point of views, or how he thought my career was the championship. That was the trophy. I won the universe 4 times, but his information to me and his praise to me was better than the universe, because this is the guy that created bodybuilding, created this whole health and fitness world and legends. And it's like, that meant more to me that I was one of his top 10 in history physiques.
Right.
So that was like, okay, I win. I'm good. So that's what set me up. Listening to the elder, and not just listening, but doing what he said.
Right. And then, obviously you've had some pretty good success on TV and movies. I mean, a lot of people probably know you as Titan from American Gladiator. If you guys don't know, this is a Titan. So I mean, at that point, how was that experience? How was working with those athletes and then having some of these people come on set? Because listen, I've watched the documentaries now.
Yeah,
I've seen the unofficial documentary with the people that got kicked off and the guy don't like him, I guess, and the official documentary, which you're on, right? So how was that experience? I mean, because they were saying basically competitors are coming, basically the creators of American Gladiators really didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they just set up these different obstacles and stuff like that, and people were getting hurt.
They were dangerous.
It was just crazy, right? So how did that feel? Because I seen you post, I think it was this week or last week, when you guys were playing the ball game and you ran the guy into the wall. How was that? I mean, was it exciting? Were you just going out like, hey, let's punish some people today, or?
It was if you guys saw the documentaries, they did such a good job, both. But it was great for me being a 20-year-old and getting the show. And that was cool too, because I'm this athlete, strong as an ox, and I come down and I'm doing this bodybuilding, but I've always been a tussler.
Yep.
I liked the idea of wrestling and getting into it, and that's why I was competing in judo at the time. And so I get this show, and the tryout and stuff, I'll talk about another time. It's a long story, but I get the show, and I'm just like this punk kid ready to go. And I got to, again, watch the guys that were in front of me and listen to them and how they worked the microphones and how they portrayed themselves on TV and how they played. It was awesome. It was the best growing experience for me because I was right in the trenches with 5 guys.
Right.
Again, that's what's so cool about gladiators. You know, football teams have 52, basketball, whatever. There's 5 guys.
Yep.
And it's just us.
Yeah.
And then we got to fight up to 3 to 6 guys per day. And I was okay with that, but I understand, if there's 5 guys and you're like, well, you don't really care about me. You gave me this job. I may get hurt. It's not up to them.
Right.
You chose the position, and that was one of the biggest things I think they got across on this is that producers don't care about you. And if you're looking for them to baby you and say, hey, we don't want you to get hurt, it's not their job. Their job is to put out a show that's badass.
Right.
David and Goliath.
Right.
You're going to fight. You may get hurt. Go out there and do it. And I was okay with that. I was like, I'm here to win the spot, kick ass, go undefeated, and I got to do that. And that's what's so great about it. But listen, at the end of the day, you get paid that kind of television money. You get to kick dudes' asses. The only downfall is you got to wear spandex. But I look good in the spandex.
Like a superhero, bro.
But it's the learning experience from that set me up for the next things in the TV shows and other shows like Battle Dome or doing movies like Barbarian, and all that just continued to set me up to win later in life.
That's awesome.
That's
Definitely
cool.
awesome. Yeah, somebody said, question, any news on Barbarian 2? You got some fans out here that have seen the movie. They're looking for the second one. Sequel maybe in the works. You guys got to stay tuned for that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one question, and then we're going to jump into one more with you, and we're going to let you guys go because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. Peptides, RX, and aminos for PCT, fertility. How much would it be? Is it available on your site? So this is a guy from TikTok. Listen, PCT, so we understand what this is. Post-cycle therapy is what it stands for. This is somebody that's been on something and needs to get off of it. There are ways to get off it, to reclaim your natural levels, blood tests, and all this. Best thing to do is call or text 727-389-3220, and we can walk you through the process. Everybody would have to see a medical provider to get prescribed any medications from us. We're not some steroid site or anything like that, so you can't just go on the site and buy. But at that point, you can go on there and you can sign up to be a Titan and see what's going on inside and out. So Mona, how are your therapies going?
Well, listen, I am so excited to jump on these peptides, guys. I can't even tell you. I don't remember the last time I've been so, because I know how much I'm going to improve my health.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Game
just
changer.
knowing that mentality going into it, it's like Mike said to me last night, he goes, I don't think I've ever seen so excited to actually do something to yourself. I said, because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that this was out there.
Yeah.
Everything to me, it was like everybody else probably that don't know about it. It's like a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just all of a sudden just popped out of nowhere for me.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, is this possible? Like, I can actually, it's so mind blowing that you have the opportunity to better yourself
Yeah.
and to, health wise.
Yeah.
And I'm just blown away, and I'm gonna jump on his right.
I can't wait because I
Yeah.
listen. They've
Game
helped me a ton.
changers.
Game changers.
Game
I know you're gonna love them and do it. And I can't wait for you guys to really try some Hercules Potion because at that point, I think it's gonna be a game changer. Wait for Olympia. We're gonna go train and we're gonna get some good content and show you guys what's going on. Speaking of Olympia's next week, right?
Oh boy.
So Mike and
crazy.
Mona are coming down official
Yes.
to Olympia to be at Titan Medical Center's booth. We're going to have 3 different
I know, we have
locations
the
of
booth
120 by
number.
20. So they're going to be there with us, main attractions. We're going to have all of our Titan and Titanettes there, all kinds of giveaways and clothing and all this other good stuff. But super excited. So, I mean, you've been going to Olympia, I think, every year for how long, Mike?
Well, let me do this. We're going to dismiss. She's going to go get the little
Okay.
Future
Okay.
right now from school. I'm going to
I
stay
might
with
need
you
to be
guys there.
dismissed too. I have children out there that want to go home.
We're gonna finish this up. This is the last question. And,
I'm gonna stay with you for a sec.
Yeah, I was gonna say let him Uber. Guys, I love you. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, he can hold it down. He can hold it down.
little
Do you
tight
mind if I walk
what's
around
up.
this way?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Mike, you're gonna play Homelander. Ooh, that was a question. Mike was in Homelander outfit yesterday, guys. You missed that one. And man, you rocked that costume pretty damn good too, bro.
I had that on. I go, hey, get a hold of Johnny. We're going live right now.
Oh,
I had to.
dude, I love it.
I love the fact that you are a movie guy, a superhero, because you're a walking superhero in person.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I got to, again, I'm going to jump back for a second because I got to go out and hang out with you. I met you at the Olympia, and we were just talking about this, me and my team, because you have a great energy.
Thank you.
And you walk in the room, there's great energy, but because you are that way, your team has that kind of feel and the smile and it was so cool to be walking through the Olympia last year in Vegas and have you guys talking to me, and I was like, these guys are just, this is where I should have been.
Yes.
I was there for somebody, and I was like, this is a booth where I should have been, where I think every aspect, and my team said this after, I talk to my fans.
Yeah.
When they come by and they stand in line, and sometimes those lines get crazy, and they stand there for a couple hours, and I'm gonna, what do you have for me? What do you talk about? Talk to me. Don't rush out. And I'm that way.
Yeah.
And I noticed that it's like when we left, my Jeff back here goes, that's where you should have been, because they would have appreciated you taking the time with the people and talking to them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we're going to do in 2 weeks here at the Titan
For sure.
medical booth. I just want to be able to sit there and meet these guys and answer their questions without them feeling like, oh, I know you got a line, we got to rush through. Talk to me and go. And you're the kind of guy that has that energy of fun loving. You truly care about the individual.
I do.
And so when you come to a company that does this, you have products that they're going to do. You don't push the whole kitchen sink on them and everything I need you to do $10,000 worth of.
Yeah. No.
You do a precise, this is a good way to start here and then move from there and see how we can go.
That's right.
And that's why the company's so successful.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean,
It really is.
It's big. It's definitely big. And you know, I mean, that's something that, you know, a lot of people might not know about you. Like, you are very down to earth, Mike. And when you say you talk to people and you care, it shows through, and you do it. I mean, I've seen you do it. So, like, you know, obviously, you know, when you came down, I was like, kind of don't know what to expect when we're out in public, right? And you get to see how people really are. And you are a genuine person. So I love that about you, man. It's great. And, you know, I feel the same way. Like, I want to talk to people, and sometimes Sharisse will be pulling me out, like, you got to go. I'm like, listen, man. I'm like, you know, let me just finish this conversation with this person, right? So, I mean, it's truly awesome. I you know, just like I said, it's a dream come true to me. I've been, you know, putting this out there in the universe, and finally comes back to me. Thank goodness. But I think we're gonna impact a lot of people at Olympia. Gonna get to talk to a lot of different fans. You know, it's just gonna be a whole cool experience, and just can't wait to hang out with you guys too as well. That's gonna be a ball and blast. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Same. Also, just for everybody that's out there, I'll promote this. November 3rd and 4th is the Olympia.
Yep.
The same weekend that Divinity hits nationwide, worldwide.
We will be going to see that movie together.
So the movie comes out at the same time. So come by, see us at the Olympia in Orlando, and then go out and see Divinity.
Yep.
And then be like this, man. Be a walking superhero. Get the best out of your body you possibly can.
Absolutely.
And the first process is just giving a call over there.
That's it, guys. So I don't want to take too much of your time, Mike. You've been on live with me twice already today. Probably, you know, you got some other things to do. I appreciate you guys joining me. I appreciate more. I see the picture.
Can you guys see that?
Oh, I see it. I see it. That's the first thing I said when the thing came up. So the picture in the background, if you guys don't know, or the story behind it, Mike was coming down here, and you know what? I'm Greek. So at that point, like when family, friends, or people come and visit me, I like to give them a gift. And that's just how I am. And what do you give somebody that pretty much has everything, or has everything at their fingertips? And I asked his wife, or I asked Mona. I said, "Listen, Mona,"
Yeah.
I said, "give me a picture that is really, really meaningful to Mike. Something that's super meaningful. His favorite one." And she sent me this picture with Stryker. And at that point, like, you know, basically, you know, this dog was everything to Mike. And he told me the story behind it and what this dog did for him. You know, keep him out of depression, keeping him positive, keeping him moving forward, and all these great things. And you see Mike just, you know, unconditional love with his dog. And, you know, this painting, Jason Skeldon, big shout to him because he made my vision happen and did a phenomenal job on this. So, you know, I'm very proud and honored that you have that there, and I hope you love it, man. It's just awesome. It's awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So, guys, Olympia, we will see you. Me and Mike O'Hearn. You guys go give him a follow and make sure, don't just come see us at Olympia. Make sure, even if you don't go to Olympia, that you're gonna go out and see Divinity in the movie theaters, and then let us know what you think about it. Say, listen, I loved it, I hate it, whatever it is. We want to know, okay? Mike put a lot of effort in this. You know, I know he's going to do phenomenal in this thing, and I'm really proud of him. So I can't wait to see it. And I'm a movie buff. I cannot wait to see it. So I'm excited, and we'll see you at Olympia. I'll see you next Wednesday when you fly in.
Yep, you'll see me next Wednesday, and this isn't a short-term thing either, guys. So I am here. I'm Titan Medical. So
Right.
if you guys have questions about training and nutrition down the road, make sure to follow DM, ask, and I will get back to you.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you, Mike. We really appreciate it. And listen, diets and all this stuff, Mike's going to be able to help you guys out. We'll help you guys out with the therapies, get you on track. Mike can help you out with the diet and maybe some training. Who knows? Just stay tuned, and we'll be coming back to you guys with all different kinds of things that we're going to be coming up for you. I'm really excited, and we'll see you next week, Mike.
I'll see you later, Playboy.
Later, brother.